Hi, first graders. So we have read lots of fun picture books, but we have not read a chapter book since we got out of school. So I wanted to read to you a chapter book since you're getting ready to go into second grade, and you all loved when we read Junie B. Jones before. So this chapter book is called Junie B. Jones Has a Peep in Her Pocket. So this isn't a very long chapter book. There's only 8 chapters. So today I'm going to read the first 3 chapters to you. So if you want to pause and listen to one chapter and then the second chapter another day, you can. But this way, I'm going to read, today is May 19th. And so I'm going to read this to you the 19th, 20th, and 21st. And then our last day of school is the 22nd. So that way we get through this whole book in the next 3 days. But you can space it out however you would like. So Junie B. Jones has a peep in her pocket. I'll show you pictures anytime that there are any, but there won't be a whole lot. So chapter 1. Confusing stuff. Confusing stuff. Let's see if I can do this so you can look at that picture. Okay. My name is Junie B. Jones. The B stands for Beatrice. Except I don't like Beatrice. I just like B, and that's all. I'm almost 6 years old. Almost 6 is when you get to go to school. And so last summer, Mother took me to the school office and she rolled me in afternoon kindergarten. Rolled is the grown-up word for signed me up and made me go. Only guess what? I didn't even mind going there, hardly. Because I made 2 best friends at that place. That's why. Their names are Lucille and that Grace. We are like 3 peas in a row. My teacher's name is Mrs. She has another name too, but I just like Mrs. and that's all. Only here's the trouble. Just when I was getting good at kindergarten, Mrs. made an announcement to our class, and she said that pretty soon school was going to end. I did a gasp at that terrible news. No, Mrs., no. How can school end? 'Cause Mother and I have to go to school till I am an old teenager, and I am not even 6 years old yet. Mrs. Quick shook her head. Oh dear, I'm sorry, Junie B., she said. I'm afraid that you've misunderstood me. School isn't going to end forever. School will just be taking a summer vacation. She smiled at me. You and everyone else in this class will come back to school in September. It's just that you won't be in room 9 anymore. I got out a paper and a crayon. Okie doke. Then tell me the name of our new room, I said, 'cause I will need to tell Mother where to bring me. Mrs. did a little frown. I'm sorry, she said again, but right now I have no idea what room you'll be in next year. Now I did a frown too. So what am I supposed to do then? Just wander around the school until I find you people? Mrs. looked funny at me. You still don't understand, she said. Next year you're going to have a different teacher, Junie B. Next year you're going to be in first. First what? I asked. First grade, she said. Just then my stomach felt sickish inside because I don't even like first graders. That's why first graders are bullies to me at recess. And I don't want to be in the same room as those guys. Pretty soon a boy named William started to sniffle very much because William hates first graders even more than me. That's because one time a first grader stole William's winter hat with the ear flaps, and he put it on a dog that was running around the playground. And the dog ran away with William's ear flap hat forever. I patted William nicely. Me and William don't want to be in the same room as the first graders, I told Mrs. Me and William prefer children our own age. Me too, said my bestest friend, Lucille. I prefer children my own age too. Me too, hollered a boy named Polly Allen Puffer. Me too, said a girl named Charlotte. Mrs. says shh to all of us. Boys and girls, please. Now, everyone is misunderstanding me, she said. We need to get clear on this right now. Next year, when you come back to school, you will not be in the same class with the children who are first graders this year. Next year, those children will move up to second grade, and you people will move to first. Understand? I thought about that. Then all of a sudden, like a light bulb came on in my head. Oh, I get it now. All of the grades move up. Right, Mrs.? Everybody does. She clapped her hands. Right, exactly, she said, very happy. Now may I please get on with my announcement? I brushed my skirt very smoothly. Yes, you may, I said, real polite. Okay, said Mrs. As I started to tell you earlier, I have very happy news for room 9 because this year, for the first time ever, we're going on a special end-of-year field trip. She smiled real big. We're going to a farm. Doesn't that sound fun? A farm, shouted the children. A farm, we're going to a farm. Then Lucille hugged me, thrilled. A farm, she said real squilly in my ear. A farm, I said real glum, because guess what? Farms are not my favorite. Chapter 2. Stubby. Last night I ate dinner with Mother and Daddy and my baby brother named Ollie. Only I couldn't even swallow that good because I was still upset about the field trip, that's why. I don't want to go, I said. I don't want to go to the farm with room 9 because a farm is the most dangerous place I ever heard of. Daddy looked surprised at me. What are you talking about, Junie B? He said, what's dangerous about a farm? The ponies, of course, I said. The ponies are dangerous. Farms have ponies running in their fields, and ponies can stomp you into the ground and kill you to death. Mother covered her face with her hands. No, Junie B, please. Not this pony thing again. We've talked about this 100 times. I've told you over and over that ponies do not hurt you. Yes, they do hurt you, Mother, I said. I saw it on TV with my own eyeballs. Mother looked at Daddy. It was that cable show the babysitter let her watch, she said. It was called When Ponies Attack, I hollered. It was called When Ponies Attack. After that, Daddy covered his face too. Then all of a sudden he busted out in a loud hoot of laughing, and he couldn't even stop himself. Mother's cheeks sucked way into her head. Thank you, she said. You're being a huge help here. Then Daddy got up from his chair and he went to his room for a timeout. That's when me and my mother had a long talk about ponies. She told me that her Uncle Billy used to have a farm and that the farm had a pony named Stubby, and that Stubby was gentle as a lamb. As a matter of fact, Uncle Billy had almost every kind of farm animal you could think of, said Mother. Pigs, cows, sheep, chickens, goats. He even had a mean old rooster named Spurs. But out of all those animals, the pony was the sweetest, Mother smiled. You would have loved Stubby, Junie B, she said. He used to follow me around like a puppy. He did, I said. He did, she said back. Honest, honey, I would never let you go to a farm if there was even the tiniest chance you would be hurt by any of the animals. but my Uncle Billy's farm had the gentlest animals I ever saw. Mother smiled a bit. Well, except for that mean old rooster anyway, she said. Just then, Daddy came back into the kitchen. He said an apology to me. Sorry, Junie B, I didn't mean to laugh, but that TV show you saw was just so ridiculous I couldn't help it. After that, he sat down at the table. He filled out my permission slip for the farm. You're going to love this trip, he told me. We'll get you one of those little throwaway cameras from the drugstore, and you can take pictures of all the animals you see. Great idea, said Mother, and I'll take you shopping for a brand new pair of overalls. And I'll even pack you your very own favorite lunch. After that, I got down from my chair very quiet, and I went into my room. Then I climbed onto my bed. And I hugged my stuffed animals real tight, because I kept on thinking and thinking about what Mother had said about Uncle Billy's animals. But mostly I kept thinking about that mean old rooster. On account of one time at school, a boy named Meanie Jim brought his rooster for pet day, and he said that roosters can peck your head into a nub, and that is not pleasant, I tell you. I hugged my animals even tighter, because guess what? Roosters are a jillion times scarier than ponies. Chapter 3, Pictures. The next morning, Mother called me for breakfast. Good morning, said Mother. Good morning, said Daddy. Good morning, I said. Roosters can peck your head into a nub. Daddy put down his coffee cup. Excuse me. I pointed to my head. A nub, I explained. A nub is a teensy little knob head. Roosters can peck your head into one. Mother looked strange at me. What in the world is this about? I did a big breath at her. Because how can I even be clearer on this subject? A nub. A nub. A roundish, ballish head knob. And do not tell me that roosters do not peck you. On account of we had a pet day at my school and Meanie Jim brought his rooster to room 9 and that boy is a rooster expert. I looked at her. Plus also, you said Uncle Billy's rooster was mean too. Right, Mother? Remember that? Mother looked frustrated at me. Then she put her head on the table. And she didn't come up for a real long time. Finally, she peeked her eyes at Daddy. Now what? She asked, kind of quiet. Maybe it'll blow over, said Daddy. I shook my head. No, it will not blow over, I told them. 'Cause roosters do not listen to reason, and so there is nothing we can do about this pecking situation. Daddy rubbed his eyes. Could we please just change the subject, he said. Yeah, only not talking about a nub will not make it go away, I said. And so, that's enough, said Daddy, very growly. I quick stopped talking then. But even after we changed the subject, nubs kept staying on my mind. That day at school, Mrs. told us to draw a picture of our trip to the farm. She said to make a colorful picture of what we wanted to see there. I drawed and I drawed and I drawed. Plus also, I colored and colored and colored. When all of us got done with our pictures, we sat our chairs in a big circle and we each told each other about what we drew. My bestest friend named Lucille went first. She drawed a picture of a pink flamingo. Flamingos are my favorite animals, she said. That's because pink is my favorite color and flamingos are pink. And I have a pink dress that will match them so perfectly. So that is the dress I'll be wearing on my field trip. She wrinkled her nose real cute. Pink brings out the natural blush of my complexion, she told Mrs. Have you ever noticed my satiny smooth skin? Mrs. looked and looked at that girl. You're a fascinating child, Lucille, but I'm afraid there aren't any flamingos on a dairy farm, she said. Lucille looked surprised. So, where are they then? Well, flamingos can be found at a lot of places, she said. South America, for example. Lucille shrugged her shoulders. So, fine. I'll just go there instead. Mrs. said for Lucille to please sit down. Just then, Polly Allen Puffer springed out of his chair. Look, teacher, I drew a catfish, he said. See his whiskers? My brother said catfish whiskers are so sharp they can slice your finger to the bone. Mrs. made a sick face. Yes, well, thank you for sharing that, Polly Allen, but we're not going fishing. We're going to a farm, remember? Polly Allen Puffer looked upset. Yes, but my brother said there's lots of catfish farms around here, so that's the kind of farm I think we should. No, Polly, no, said Mrs. We're just going to a regular plain old farm with regular plain old farm animals. Polly Allen Puffer did a mad breath. He said the word big whoop. After that, Polly Allen Puffer had to stand in the hall. Mrs. did some deep breathing. Please, children, please, did anyone in room 9 draw a picture of a regular farm animal? Anyone at all? That's all I'm looking for here. Just a regular old farm animal. I did, Mrs. I yelled real excited. I drew a picture of a rooster under a tree. Oh, Junie B., thank you. That's perfect, she said. I holded it up so she could see it. See it, Mrs.? See how pretty it is? Mrs. looked at my picture. Oh, yes, that's a very nice tree, Junie B., she said, but why is it lying on its side? It crashed over in a rainstorm, I said. Oh, said Mrs. Oh, dear. She looked even closer. But I'm afraid I don't see the rooster, honey. I pointed. There, I said. See his foot under the branch? He did not get out of the way in time, apparently. Mrs. covered her mouth with her hand. Just then a girl named Charlotte hollered, I hate that picture. That's a terrible picture. I crossed my arms at that girl. You would not say that if your head was a nub, sister, I said. Meanie Jim laughed real loud. Then Mrs. said for all of us to take our chairs back to our tables, and we did not show any more farm animal pictures. All right, so tomorrow I will read chapters 4 through 6, and then Thursday I will read chapters 7 and 8 for you. I hope you're enjoying the story. Write and tell me about your favorite part, or something funny that happened, something that you could mentally picture in your head happening, and share those with me. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.